know what it is? I think I rounded it up to 1.
Oh, you might be right, okay. I just want to be clear about that.
Yeah.
Can we correct that and what's
Yep.
the final word? Please.
I got a list of stuff right here.
Yes.
Got a list?
Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you. No,
That was really fast.
yes, thank you.
Thanks, have a good evening.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
And we'll go into assessment. Mr. Ferrari,
Yeah.
and you
Total
will just,
assessments, the total budget's only been gone up $8,939, and it's all, because of payroll increases.
you want to give us an overview? of the-
Sure, honestly, nothing else in the budget really changed.
Nothing really changed. We finally, after a year and so many months,
Yeah,
starting
we
Monday.
have a data collector starting on Monday, so that's really
Yay.
good. And we're looking for a clerk right now, and so that should wrap up pretty soon. But otherwise, besides the salaries, I'm interested to see, so for the past couple of years, because of legislation with COVID, we haven't sent out any mailings or had to do any mailings, big mailings. We're sending one out this October, so I'm interested to see, we end up usually having a little bit of overage anyways, but I'm afraid mailings are gonna go up. And there's some legislation at the state level that has to do with one of the exemptions we have, and that they want us to alert everybody who owns property, even if they're not really, we know there's probably people who are not over 65 that own property, but the legislation could state that we have to let everyone know who owns residential property about this particular exemption. So, and if you think about the amount of money that costs and we have 15,000 residential properties in the city, so I'm nervous about that. I think there's enough assessors around the state, we were talking about this at our conference, there's enough assessors around the state who are angry enough about that they would try to fight against that, just because of the postage. But if that was to come through, then we'd have to find a more creative way, like anything else that goes out from the city to all property owners, we would attach something to that. And so I guess that's for something in the future. But otherwise, really, no changes, other than that. Steps.
That goes for the board assessment reviews,
Yeah,
the same one.
same
It's the same.
amounts as what in the past.
So is that the only vacancy that you have?
Well, as of right now,
Right.
just we have 2 vacancies, data collector and the clerk, but somebody starts Monday.
So data collector, I'm not counting that.
Yeah.
That's what we started.
And the court.
So then
So the clerk, yeah, there will be probably, I would say, 3 or 4 more weeks that will be vacant. So whatever that line was this year still.
Thank you.
Should we be adding postage, or just?
You know what, I don't, just simply because we haven't sent out any mailings for the past 2 years, so it's hard to know. I know postage has gone up, but we still do have enough, because we kept postage the same every year, and it was, so I think we'll be okay. But I don't know, it's just something to think about, I guess, because it's hard for us to know how many, because of the legislation, there's a lot of people that won't be renewing in the future. There's a lot of people that we know probably didn't meet the income qualifications and all that, so it's just a matter of waiting to go through a year of it to see, because we may have some reduction in that.
And we're thinking some other ways too, like putting through with the tax bills maybe.
Yeah, and this is just in general, like the regular renewal process, that'll happen at the end of this month. So it's hard to say what the postage will be.
Gotcha, okay.
You're saying it's gonna happen in 1 month, to make the decision, so mail the notification out?
No, sorry, that is still, that could sit dormant for a long time, depending on whether somebody makes it a priority. But we do normal renewal process, we do a mailing to everybody. In the past 2 years, we haven't necessarily had to do that because we've had legislation that extended all the exemptions. So this will be a good trial run to kind of see what the postage will be like. So it's hard to say. I think, and we've had overages in the budget, so it should be able to account for that. And it's not, the numbers aren't necessarily gonna change because we're looking at the same amount of exemptions.
So if we haven't been mailing out in 2 years, then safe to say that we'll probably be okay.
Yeah,
But you're
that's my.
Yeah,
thought,
yeah,
that's
but
my
it'll
thought.
be a good kind of
Yeah.
reference point moving forward. All right, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions?
Yeah, okay.
Seeing none, we're good, thank you.
Thanks, Molly.
Yeah.
It's up to you, what you wanna do next, Jim.
We'll do page 2 and then go through, we'll roll down the book and complete everything. Page 2, finance administration.
Okay, the finance administration, went up $11,100, a 3% increase. That's basically pay raises too. I'm here requesting for my deputy Derek. The mayor, had a 4% increase. We were hoping to get him up to 80,000. That's where we'd like to have him. But the mayor, gave everyone just 4%. So I just wanted to mark that down there. Derek's been doing a great job. He's getting ready to, take over the position. I keep telling him sooner than he thinks. So he's learning a lot. We have a lot of trust in him. He's doing a great job with all the other departments that we deal with, which we'll see tonight. In my case, it's the 4%, we're good with that. Our longevity is what it is. The other increase is in the stipend for Derek and I. We both attended meetings. We're here late almost every night when we're just asking the stipend to increase the same as Chris Wallen's in the parks. The total, everything else pretty much stays the same. And like I said, the biggest increase is within the payroll. You have any questions on any of these?
Just explain the fees for service.
Yeah, the fees for services is that, that's when we pay our audits, our NICOM bills, we pay our arbitrage bills, we pay our fiscal advisor out of there. And one of our biggest things is do the OPEB, which is the other post-employment benefit research. That's the big thing too, a big cost of that. So that's eats that up pretty good.
Anthony, what was the second thing you said after NICOM?
Arbitrage.
Yeah, what's that?
What happens is that we have to have it certified that all our borrowing, that we're not making more money than our interest rate that we're receiving, because we have our money invested in the banks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not making more money than our cost.
Oh.
So we have to have it certified that each level of borrowing that we have is not IRS.
Some way to get money out of
IRS taxes
everybody.
for that.
Jeez, okay, thanks.
Go ahead, please.
With regard to the stipend, so are you anticipating more hours being worked?
Well, I think we've been working more hours, and I'm hoping to work less. I'm gonna say, but we're here, we attend all the meetings, we're here not only for finance and committee meetings, we also have to deal with water and sewer, all these other meetings with these guys that take after hours and stuff too.
Not all department heads get that though.
No, but many do.
Okay.
So when you meet with these other departments,
Yeah.
are they on overtime or are they?
Mostly it's with other department heads, and most of the ones we like Chris Lund, Joe Panjone, what's his name, Paul LaFont, Chris Wallen. When we meet after work, because really that's the time for us where we can really talk, because we don't have the phones, we have people coming, and that's what we do a lot of the work. As Chris was talking about yesterday, all this stuff that we the plans that we do, the maintenance stuff we do, we usually do that after hours. Just because it's easier.
Any question on this section? All right, let's move to page 3, accounts and disbursement.
Okay, now I gotta tell you about this, which I'm proud of these guys, really, and Derek too, is you gotta remember the accounts, this year we lost 3 people in that department. And so we replaced the administrative assistant, from 56, we got a new junior accountant, we just got him, we're training, right in the middle of training now. Derek is a big part of that training, and we think we found a great guy. We also got a purchasing mailing clerk, which started this year, and we're teaching her, and she's doing really well. The purchasing supervisor, this is probably one of our biggest. We're so lucky we found a person that's so bright, so smart, and so experienced. She actually came from the city of Albany, and then she went to the Port of Albany. Now she's with us, and she just started like 2 months ago. And we're really working, so we're really, we were with nobody. We went from nothing into we're really getting this stuff back in shape.
That's great.
Elizabeth Nelson, the county supervisor, is one of the best bookkeepers that we have here, accountants. She's a really great person, does great reporting. She's just not a people person. Okay. I always try to get her to come to these things, because you guys would see how bright she is, but she does not want to come. She doesn't want to work past 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock in her case. Longevity, just two people, Amanda and Liz with the longevity. Oh, I can't mention names, sorry about that.
No names.
No names, sorry. And the rest is basically all the same, like I said. So the total amount that increased was council disbursements, only 5,790. Like I said, that's basically from the payroll increases. And like I said, really proud of these guys. I mean, we started from scratch. I'm proud of the guys that we stayed, Derek, myself, Liz, and Amanda, because we're actually doing the work of 6, 7 people, just the 4 of us,
Tuition reimbursement.
Yes, so are there any openings at all in your department?
Right now, there is not right now. We're thinking of not.
So the junior accountant, so that was in there, that's a new position.
That's a new position. The person, the administrative assistant, she was supposed to develop into an accountant, but after a couple of days, she didn't like it, so she left.
Oh, okay,
She actually went back to the sewer department, worked for Paul.
all right, thank you.
So that person who's gonna move into, transition into junior accountant, so did you collapse that position, or does that position still exist?
No, the junior accountant is a new position. It was actually the administrative assistant was the old position.
Okay.
And we deleted her. Well, we're not funding her position. We are funding a junior accountant to take that place.
Okay, but you're not funding the, okay, that makes sense.
So that's a
Which
savings,
saved us, yeah.
So that's it, right.
16 grand.
Yep.
Because she's a 15-year employee.
Interesting.
You have a question?
Explain the tuition reimbursement.
Okay, the tuition reimbursement is actually for our purchasing supervisor and our junior accountant. They both request, because it's in the contract, actually, if you get approved, they move on. Our junior accountant wants to eventually become an accountant, full-time accountant, which, we're pushing him to do also. So we put that in there for him to go to school. And same with our purchasing supervisor who has a degree. She's looking to get a master's, so we're pushing that, to move forward on education too.
Go ahead, please.
So I had a question, excuse me, back on the administrative salaries.
Yeah.
You mentioned that the purchasing and mail clerk was recently hired.
Yes.
So just for clarity, it has ARPA next to it, so are you requesting ARPA funds?
Well, no, what happened was last year when we were trying to find a person, that would be fulfilling an old position out of ARPA, and we really only finally filled it this year in 2022. So we're going to continue that fill because we're able to.
Any other question?
Does all the departments do tuition reimbursement?
Ones who requested it.
Yeah.
But usually if they do something, especially like a law department, we had a law department last night asked for it. Usually more professional professional places, development is a big one. And what happens in development, even if they don't have a line item, they would transfer money if somebody, wants to go, because it has to all be approved, they just can't go.
Right, but everyone has the opportunity
Yeah,
though.
yeah, we give the
It
opportunity.
doesn't matter what department you're in.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
It has to be in line with your job.
Understood, yeah.
There's some that are required that you have to keep up to date on.
Right, that's especially for
Like
like
legal.
lawyers, accountants, we have to have so many CLR hours,
All right, let's move to page 6, Board of Assessment Review.
That stays exactly the same, in fact, I think you just put this
That
person
was-
back on, yeah.
Did we talk about that as well? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think.
Keep going. Page 8. Human resource.
Okay, this is human resource, I gotta tell you again, thanks to Derek, Liz, and myself, in 2021, our whole human resource department left.
Yep,
And we were able, between like I said, the three of us, to keep it going, everybody still got paid, everybody, got going. And we've hired, like a full staff. One of the things we're looking for an additional is this HR assistant, IPS 3, is a paid position we're looking to add. And mostly that's a split for my administration and HR, because we have nobody, we haven't had a person in front of our office since 2019, where Amy Hill was. So we're looking, and we're looking to fill that both of us can use her, just to take paperwork, to take names, to answer phone calls, to just do regular work, for both departments. Also, again, like I said, so we have a brand new HR administrator, we have a brand new payroll audit clerk, we have a brand new personal benefits clerk, we have a brand new payroll manager. I mean, these people haven't even been here a year yet. I mean, and I'm not saying it was easy, but yeah, we've had a lot of bumps, and we had some big bumps, we had some little bumps, but we're going through it, and these guys are really working real hard. It's a young staff, which is really nice, because I'm hoping that, and they take my look back at me and put 38 years in, so there'll be no fluctuation as they go through. So I want to say I'm proud of these guys that are hard, they're working and getting through this. So that's that. What else? We do have a part-time person per diem salary. She works 15 to 16 hours a week, and it's just because of payroll. You have to keep things for 40 years. She mostly works just doing paperwork in the back, just moving stuff in and out.
Huh.
Yes.
So one of the questions that I asked and you answered was about 1430, the eliminating the employee health and safety program
Right,
manager.
yeah,
And I understand that you couldn't fill it.
We could fill it, but we want to fill that in the future. I mean, that is something, because
It seems like it would be an important role, and that's what I'm wondering, like, who is doing that now without?
Nobody's doing it.
Oh.
No, we never had anybody doing it.
Oh.
We wanted to do this, and it was our idea, and we're trying to bring a person in so that they would do all the, workers' comp, teaching people how to pick stuff up, how to,
Right.
and go department, instead of just, we have those 1 day a year classes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're looking to have somebody here all the time, and the whole idea behind that was try to reduce the amount of workers' comp
Sure.
that we have. We definitely want to do that in the future. We just did not have any luck. We think maybe the pay's not high enough, but we didn't even get any applications at all. I mean, we even went to MVP. We're trying to stack people on MVP.
Well,
We don't get anybody.
but so some of the classes that, the MVP does offer, and
Yeah.
that we all get regular emails about,
Yeah.
some of that can be incorporated into
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so it's
We
not,
wanted somebody full-time though, like, because,
Oh, yeah,
the
no, I-
three biggest departments, waste,
That's what I was
police
thinking.
and- Waste, police, and fire.
Yeah.
We wanted to have somebody there, like, constantly, every week training them, watch what you're
Right,
doing,
right.
this is it. Make sure they're wearing boots instead of shoes, stuff like that, I mean, that was our idea of this, but like I said, we just couldn't get anybody. we looked at other cities. City of Rochester found somebody. Syracuse didn't find anybody. Rochester got a guy, and they said they helped them, 1,000% helps.
Yeah.
It's all good for the
It would
employees
cut
too.
costs, I would imagine, yeah, plus, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, we're definitely wanna do that in the future, you know?
In the future.
And we decided like, hey, we probably need the HR assistant. That's probably more beneficial for us right now than,
yeah. Yeah, okay,
so we're just, we're looking at the budget wise too.
Sure.
How do we save money,
yep,
Question on affirmative action officer.
Yeah,
I know over the years around that, come to us with requests for additional staffing and the amount of workload is being increased.
well,
How are we able to support him and we doesn't have a support staff for him in his budget again?
That's the thing right now is, and I talked to the mayor about this, and to Ron, Ron's a good friend of mine. I says, Ron, you have to tell us, what is your job? Are you the affirmative action for the city? Are you actually running the enterprise community, what is that called? Empowerment zone,
Yeah.
I says, you gotta figure out what you're gonna do before we can, what is your job? What are you gonna be doing full time? Right now, he's getting through it, but in the future, I don't know. Like what we're talking about with the ARPA funds, with the enterprise. I'm saying that wrong.
Yeah.
Empowerment Center, where Duryea is gonna run the projects, I guess, right? So it's like a little confusing, and we're not sure.
So is Ron reviewing the contracts to make sure they are MWB compliant?
Yeah, but I don't think he has any problems doing that. I think his biggest problem is where his workload is with the Empowerment Center, Empowerment Zone.
So it's a question of, are we talking about role clarification for the position, or are
No,
we
we're
saying?
talking about, he wants to have his own department.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
So really, it's really up to you guys. If you guys think he needs one, you can always add the staff to him, I just thought, because if they're gonna build that thing, that's gonna be like 2 years in the making before get it going. I figure, well, maybe you wait a year or two and then, really see which direction he's going.
but so he hasn't requested it, is what I'm hearing.
He has spoken to the mayor and he requested it. The mayor, kind of like said, not yet. I don't know, did he speak to you guys about
An
that?
administrative assistant, you mean?
Yeah, be him, administrators, two other people. It was a three people department. Yeah.
His workload definitely gonna be increased. I mean, he's working with the various departments to make sure that they are in compliance with MWB requirements and things like
Yeah.
that. And now with this added on him with millions of dollars of additional projects, and there's a sense of that he's coordinating with the Dury Foundation.
Yeah, like you said,
I don't
we're just
feel
not
like one
sure
person could be able to do all of that. I mean, sometimes part-time or something.
because really right now most of his time is outside the city hall, not in city hall. And I got to give him credit; he does a great job.
Does.
But like I said, maybe I'm not really sure how that plays into being the affirmative action officer for us.
So does that, this is a good question, because I know that at one point he was, other departments were graciously assisting him in some of the things that he was doing. So I'm wondering, like, if that, because I imagine if someone's leaving a department to go assist him in his department, then there's a need for some assistance there, and then that's also leaving, some their responsibilities that they're supposed to be doing too. So it's like, it's clearly a need for him to have some support.
Like I said, this is opportunity to give it to him.
Well, with the new position in HR that you said was gonna serve other offices, could that also help to serve, well, actually, that is he's in HR.
Well, actually, he's in charge, but he's actually on a different floor.
No, I know, but I know where he is, but,
His position is under HR.
Right.
This is on the board.
but that sounds like that assistant you said was even gonna, I'm sorry.
Porterfield, sorry, you can
Sorry.
start on Ms. Porterfield, sorry.
So,
Finish off.
First of all, I'm unclear on how he sounds like to me like somehow he created his own job position, and that's what you're saying to me, but I'm not really clear on that, we hired him in a certain way.
Yeah.
So that's not entirely that I'm wrong about it, because if we do these things in the cities, you know.
Yeah, like I said, it's really up to
And
you
take
guys.
some credit
The
for it.
mayor wasn't, keen on that idea as of yet, but
And
that's really the opportunity that he has or you have.
so he's asking for his own department.
He wants to have an assistant and
I believe an intern.
and what's that?
I believe it was an assistant and an intern.
Not an intern, but actually a clerk.
Okay, and so, because, Mayor talks about various things he wants to do, and within them, he says, and we're gonna use Ron's group to do this, and this, so clearly, he's on board with how he's currently running it, and is also looking to assign more work to him. And in years past, I've asked this question before about why Ron didn't have an assistant, and before you said he didn't ask for it,
He did.
this time he did.
This time he did. And he
So-
wanted the mayor to talk to him, and the mayor did not give it to him, so.
Well-
I'm saying this is an opportunity, that's why we're here, if you feel that way, to do that for.
Well, there were other people that asked for positions also
Yeah,
that were turned down, so,
Yeah.
I think we should definitely consider it because his workload seems to just increase. And then
Go
let's
ahead,
take
please.
him off what he wants.
I guess I'd want to see, just as you said, Ms. Porterfield, I'd want to see a description. I'd want, Ron to probably, I'd want to see, and he's not here, so I'd like to talk with him, but also see what's the business plan? What is the plan? Just like you said, I mean, what is his responsibilities and his role? And, as you said, it's sort of unclear right now, so let's see it all,
Well-
Maybe I can get a hold of Ron
Do you-
tomorrow, and have him come tomorrow.
By any chance, do you have his budget proposal that you can share with us that he presented to? Not today, not right now, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we received something from Ron, I believe.
Yeah.
As an example of a budget.
That was what we brought to the mayor.
Department that he created.
That we brought to the mayor.
oh, okay, so
I believe there's
that
something floating out there.
that would have rationale and that kind of thing, I would imagine, right?
if somebody can get hold of that and share it to the council.
Yeah.
I think Ron might have that still, so maybe just send it to the council.
And just to be, I'm not saying he's not, I'm saying he's allowed to do what he's allowed to do, so clearly it's okay under the purview of the Hackensack City Council, not that Ron just he talks to the mayor, I'm believing about all he does, the mayor goes to his events.
Sure.
So it's not like he
Sure.
ended up in, was, it's just something he did, I just want to be clear, he seems to be doing this with the sanction of the city.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please. When I'm not looking, come on, you just go ahead, come on.
Just talk.
Just go ahead, come on.
I
Just
guess,
don't talk over each other. Just do it,
I guess for me, I just want to make sure we were equitably treating each I guess for me, I just want to make sure we're equitably looking at adding staff the same way. I just happened to flip to the first page that came to mind, and in engineering, construction, and design, they're asking for an assistant civil engineer to be added, and we didn't ask for.
Go ahead, sorry.
So in the engineering, construction, and design, they're asking for an additional support staff, the assistant civil engineer, at a cost of $32,000. And if I can remember correctly, we didn't have these stipulations for them to substantiate why they were adding that position. So I just want to know if there's any particular reason why we're going to ask this, or is this a different consideration altogether?
I can respond to that. I mean, I think that we've been knowing for several years that the engineering department, which has now all, even all the ARPA projects on board, needed that additional staff. And that was, I think it's been asked for many times before I was on council even, right? Do you think?
Yes.
And in this case, I just wanted to follow up with what Mrs. Porterfield was saying. I think Ron does a great job. But I just want to see, especially in terms of this being a new program, I just want to hear from him.
Yeah, I think,
But that's-
I don't want to speak for Ron either, because Ron, like I said, Ron is a friend of mine, we go out and do things, but I'm looking as a whole, I'm looking at the big picture with the city, I'm not trying to be personal, because I think Ron's a good guy. And-
Yeah, well, I mean, it isn't personal, it's
so,
about
yeah.
the department.
Yeah, so, but like I said, with the mayor kind of put a nix on it, so I'm just trying to bring that forward, but this is, like I said, this is an opportunity for council, if they feel that he should have it,
I guess to
100%
respond to
accurate.
Carl, I guess, I feel
Yeah.
like we've had rationale for the,
Yeah.
engineering department
And
position.
also for that engineer, that we've been asking for that engineer for about 6 years. We
Well,
just
I
can't find
mean,
one.
we did on many occasions, we tried to add it, and it never happened.
Yeah.
But
Because you couldn't
talking
hire
about
him.
Ron, I mean, I can recall that when Ron came on board, and the next following years, he was asking
Yeah.
for
This is the
support
first
staff.
year we actually
I
asked.
think we tried on that level, we keep trying every year, and
Oh, okay.
we have seen, just like how you mentioned, that the engineering department is gonna be swamped with additional work. Ron is gonna be swamped with additional work to review, to make sure people are in compliance. Also, he's working with the police and fire to make sure that they are,
Oh,
how
right.
they're going with, to attract, MWD, minority, officers to get on board. Those are all additional work on top of make sure that the contractors are doing what they're
Right.
supposed to do. Plus, he's running outside the center. So getting a support staff for him will be ideal, just like how we're approving for other departments, support staff. It will complement what Ron is doing, because he's doing a fantastic job, and there's no doubt about it. We
I
have
agree
heard
with you
that
100%.
inside City Hall, we're hearing that outside, inside of City Hall, and what he's doing, contractor is talking about. He's helping contractors on all different levels.
Right.
So to attain certification, to work them, give them the steps they needed to apply for these municipal jobs that is out there.
In addition to that, because he's doing that, it's because the city was not meeting our MWBE requirements, hardly ever. So it was necessary, actually. What he did was was necessary, because the contractor said, we don't have enough MWBEs, so therefore Ron created a training class, so now we can feed the MWBEs in from this training class he created. So it does tie together, so that's why.
So what
I'm sorry.
what would the salary be?
I believe in the budget that he put in, I think the salary for the assistant was 62, do you remember that?
Yeah, we'd have to look at, I can't
And then,
recall.
IPS 3, whatever that is with that.
So I guess a little bit of my confusion is around, we're talking about the position, and so I hear some people referring to it as the position, and then some people referring to it as a department. And I think that if we're talking about a department, then it's pretty clear that we're not moving, or thus far haven't been moving in an equitable manner, to your point, Mr. Williams. So are we, the affirmative action officer, affirmative action department is what I'm hearing is really what we're trying to create here. If he's doing so, then I guess we gotta stop talking about it as a position, and then we should probably refer to it as a department if that's the direction we're heading in, and if that's the direction we're heading in, then we are obligated to resource it as such, right? Okay.
Okay.
So I guess, just to think about that, I think, and I guess I would have to just research this, but I think in terms of affirmative action duties in a workplace, I think that has to do with hiring and those kinds of things. At least that's my experience in my own former workplaces, so that would be an HR function. But the MWBE contractual, the review of all the contracts, et cetera, that goes across all of our city departments. Obviously, the work that he does with police and fire is HR related, right? And then the Empowerment Center, I'm not really as, I think that's going to be, trying to help younger people get into careers. I'm just not really sure yet, what that is. So perhaps in terms of what we do moving forward, we think about what we've done with some of the other positions where part of a salary comes out of, I'm thinking of OGS and codes, right? That some of and even engineering, right? Some of the salary comes out of one department, some of it comes out of another department, in terms of what the functions of the job role are. So anyway, I'm certainly open to it. I just, need a little clarity there, but
When we added this position, I'm trying to recall that we were like, where does this position fit into? And it was more like, we need to fit him in a department.
Gotcha.
Because at that time, there were no department created at that time, so
In the past,
it was on the table and it was
mayors.
agreed that it's a good fit for human resource at that point in time until we can agree that we remove from the on.
Gotcha.
And that's why it's stuck under here.
Because he's probably been here for like 5 or 6 years, right?
But you guys made a great point, I think, basically what, like Damani was saying, being in that role, getting in a affirmative action department would be a great idea, right?
Maybe it's called workforce
All right,
development or
so
something.
what I'm gonna request, since
You know?
Ms. Patrick can
I'm sorry.
agree with that, we're requesting that if you can have him here tomorrow, just to give us an overview.
Or maybe ask Ron to come. and
Yes,
talk.
tomorrow.
No, that-
Oh,
Tomorrow,
sorry.
yes. So we'll have it done tomorrow, just for a brief overview, nothing spectacular, just a small brief review.
I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
So, is it really within us to create a new department, or is it something that has to be done through the mayor's office?
Because it's personnel.
You got, I think isn't the city council is the one who approves the budgets?
Yeah, but we're talking two different things, we're talking about creating an entire new department.
Oh, that's
and
true,
approving
because the mayor.
Sort of
they hire-
organizational chart.
Right, yeah, so I want to be clear about that.
He'll be here.
I beg your pardon?
I'm wondering if I think the mayor is not here tomorrow night either, I
No, he's
think.
not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, even if we do these positions, we could still do them here for now and then talk later.
Yeah, let's hear from him tomorrow, what's, his position on additional staffing and what he's actually doing there, so
Yeah.
it is, and we'll move forward from there.
No matter what you're doing, that guy's gonna do a great job.
Yeah.
Years past, this was under the mayor's office, wasn't it, from that actual?
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
So when he comes, when the affirmative action officer, so should we not be using names? No. When he comes, so under the 62,000 that he'd like for an assistant, and the intern 3 would be at like 47,000, just looking on
The
pages,
assistant would be at 64, and I think the clerk would be about 35.
35, so. Just what they would be responsible for, maybe an outline of their duties, what he would use them for, what they would assist in.
We'll ask him tomorrow when he shows up here, all of that.
Pretty much, you should have that already.
What already
I know
done,
you
but I
met
just
with the
wanted him
mayor.
to bring it with him.
If you can coordinate that for us, I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other question on human resource? We'll move on, keep moving. Page 14. No.
I did have one question. I don't know if you know, so
I'm sorry, what page?
I know we weren't meeting our MWBE goals. Are we,
Doing better.
we're doing better, but are we meeting them though?
Like, I tell you the truth, the state.
Can I hear the question?
The state raised them so freaking high, they're hard to beat.
Well-
We were getting very close.
So my question was, I know Ron, a big part of his position was to make sure that we're meeting our MWBE goals.
Oh,
So I was wondering, with all the great work that everyone's saying that he's doing, I'm wondering, are we meeting those goals yet?
What we do is, when you bring him in tomorrow, I'll make sure that he answers that for us.
I thought that was something that you might have.
What page do you say that they did change from, maybe they went up?
Yeah, so then, good.
We can have all of that from him tomorrow and address that. Page 14, sorry. On the central printing, mailing.
Oh,
Okay, everything's basically the same, exactly the same as it was last year. This is where we pay all our postages and expenses for mail throughout the whole city. Goes through our mail person, goes through the mail, excuse me, goes through our, what's that called on there, the mailer itself, and this 35,000 is the same that we had last year.
wait, I'm not seeing,
you don't
I'm sorry.
anticipate
Top
it
of
going
page
up?
15.
but
You
there's
don't
no staffing,
anticipate
right?
postage going up at all, or from last year, maybe?
So far, we're doing well. We think that number's still gonna be able to hold.
No,
Good.
Okay.
it's somewhere,
Okay, just,
it's added somewhere in
some,
So
a different
it's
department.
Under, A 1670-400, other expenses,
Yeah,
it's other expenses, it's,
Yeah.
no,
yeah,
what is that?
because that's actually paid, we don't use the post office, we use the mail carrier, which is cheaper, we get like two cents off the postage, that's the other expenses.
mailing
Our
costs.
machines, we have the special, machine.
Stamp for the mail.
The stamp
Yeah,
machine.
the stamper and, for, we call that postage, for, when you, have the green thing you have to sign.
Oh.
All that.
Return receipt request.
Yeah.
Return receipt certified mail.
Certified mail stuff all comes through there.
So this covers the machine.
Machine and the postage route.
Oh, okay, so like a postage meter.
Okay.
Okay.
Any more question on this section? We'll move to page 60.
No, but can I just ask, did
Go
we
ahead.
do central communications 1650 before?
Tomorrow.
Oh,
Tomorrow, that is,
John,
yeah, central, that will fall in the John and.
Ah.
So we'll do page 16, and allocated insurance.
Yes, our insurance expense went up by 3%, and that's strong with the 3% increase. We just, got an application in for our cyber insurance, we're hoping it stays, at the amount of the 38,000 that we thought it would be, so we'll find out soon, so.
Questions? See no question, we'll move to the bottom of that page, other miscellaneous, undistributed
Okay,
expense.
the biggest thing is contingency, we're raising it to 300,000, and the reason for that is, this year too, we spent a real lot of money in contingency, for, demolitions of, houses that were on fire, we're just trying to take a step the next year to go higher. Usually, like if you look at the past few years, usually we're in the 170 to 190 range. And we thought 250 would be enough, but we already moved that out of the water. So next year, we're hoping that 300 will be enough to carry us.
How is our effort to collect money from these demo?
Well, in a lot,
Let it out.
some homes just don't have insurance.
Yes.
So you can't collect anything. The ones that do, our water department's right on them, and, successful. I hate to tell you that, most of these things which are done through like arsonists, they pick buildings that are, people have walked out and they're empty, so.
So there's no insurance.
The answer is zero. The answer is,
Now, the one that has insurance, are we
Yeah.
able to collect from them, or
Yeah,
is it a
it takes time,
legal process?
it takes time because it's a process, because, if we have to demolish it, the people, who own the house, they want, it's a fight with them and the insurance company, us, the insurance company and the owners,
so does it go through our insurance company then?
No, not our insurance company, it goes through their
I
insurance
mean, who
company,
handles trying to get the,
our water department.
oh boy.
Starts with, the fire department sets it out, code enforcement, the code enforcement sees, we make sure they have insurance, and our water department goes after the insurance company.
Gotcha.
Believe me, we don't want to demolish
Well, that's,
buildings. It's a costly adventure.
Credit card fees, what do we take credit cards for?
Oh, this actually is for the payment system we have through our receipts department, where you can pay your taxes online.
Oh,
and
right,
stuff like
for a
that.
little, like, one
And-
extra,
and
1%.
the reason why we lowered it is because we started a program, you're
yes.
paying instead of us for.
Good,
for
I wondered
charge.
why it went down, but now we're pay, if we charge it,
Right,
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha,
that's how it.
Just the-
goes.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Because we have to pay extra if we use a credit card,
Yeah.
the fee, yeah.
The next one here, senior center, I know this was a placeholder, John, how are we doing with that? Any movement?
Yeah, there's probably a proposal be coming in the next weeks. Got delayed because of COVID with Catholic Charities operating it in 3 neighborhoods.
Perfect.
We're wondering too, we couldn't figure out what happened.
Nowadays, they've had sicknesses and things with the virus, so it got delayed.
Any more question on this section? All right, let's keep moving. All right, I'm gonna make sure I'm not missing any. Page 31. I don't think we did this, the police review board. But I just
We
wanna,
increased that from 1,500 to 5,000.
was there a budget for that, or you just,
I think just one
was
of
it
the,
asked?
yeah, one of them was an ask. I don't remember who it was, but they said they would increase it to 5,000
Okay. Ms. Porterfield?
So
for travel or something.
that's what I wanted to
It's
know,
the
what
training.
it covered, is it travel and training?
Yeah, travel and
Or
training.
stipends for this?
Well, we've never talked about stipends.
So this increase is not for stipends, it's for
Not
travel
that I
and
know
training?
of. Yeah, I was told travel and training.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Any additional question? Let's keep moving. Page 34. All the way to the bottom.
Which one is that?
Page 34, Veterans Service.
Oh,
True
veterans.
service, yes,
What's that?
Want to make sure we touch on everything.
yeah, veteran services, I'm just, you know.
4,500, it's right at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, the veteran services, that is what we do, what's the word I want to use? We supply a bit of rent for each of the veteran halls,
Oh,
and so we supply them with
So we're supporting.
little support for each.
Subsidized.
nice,
Yeah.
that's great.
I know we got a thank you note. Well, we
Oh,
know
right,
we
that's
got
right,
it
that's
from
right.
some
Remember
person.
And
Fantastic.
my good friend, I think you guys are doing right now, he was in charge of it for all
Please.
these years. I hope
Everything.
it doesn't stop.
No. Jim Wilson,
Mr. Wilson.
Yeah.
Mr. Wilson, yeah.
good guy.
All right, page 37.
You sound like maybe we're getting
Which
close.
says-
Your voice changed.
Page 37A 7310.
87,
Youth program?
73, 73.
73.
10. Page 37.
Oh, youth programs. This is for the county youth, program that we have set up. Usually, they send us a bill every year.
So this is separate from the summer youth employment that we are doing with the school district?
No, I think that this is
This
the
is,
county
this is the
portion.
money that goes to the county
Yeah.
every year,
Yeah. As far as I
in
know.
addition to the
Yeah.
other money that we did this year?
Right.
Okay.
So we're basically double paying them.
Well, they haven't asked for it, so maybe they're not, maybe they're taking it out of the other one, you know? Because we did fund this last year, you know?
Yep. Seems like it would be a CDBG thing to me, but I don't know. Especially if we're trying to have our own program, which I really support. But that's just, I don't know.
So this was approved, last year, right? Before the youth, yeah, right, so.
Before COVID, I think.
Yeah, so this seems like, something separate from that. That has to be, right? Because how
It
could it be the
is, I
same?
think, yeah, I think
You know,
it is.
they never requested, so that's, you know. so-
Ever?
No, this year, for this
Oh,
year, so
oh,
I'm wondering because
oh.
they were involved with the other one.
Yeah.
It could be that they knew they had, that they went the other way, you know what I mean?
Well, in years past, we gave them a real small amount, like the 3,000 that you see.
3,000.
So that's been something that's been ongoing, a very low amount, but this 43, it seems to me like
That's the same as we
if
did.
we said, if we did the other program, then this is in addition, so really should we,
I should probably call to find out.
Don't do that.
Don't
They'll
call the
ask for it.
county. Don't call them. I mean, no,
I
you
won't
know, I'm
call.
just saying, I mean, maybe.
Well, they're saying, you know, that maybe just added it from last year.
We know better, was it? All right, just want to go through the other small ones then, and let's move on.
City historian is the $1,500 that we pay the city historian to do his thing up there. The historical district commission is just a note taker for the meetings that they have.
So that one is a stipend.
Yeah. And, celebrations, $2,000, that is the memorials. You know, we give, flags or, memorials to, veterans.
I'm
Speaking of
sorry.
race, can we get a new one for us? Because that's pretty pathetic.
You can be in charge
I'm
of the
inside all the time, I
design.
never see it, so.
It's in
quite
tough
different
shape.
from the other memorials. But can I go back to the Historical District Commission? Are you sure
Yeah.
that that's what it is? It's a stipend for somebody that's
Says,
taking notes at the historical?
$3,500 for commissioners, $1,800 for,
Oh.
taker.
So we pay the people that are on the Historic District
Right.
Commission? Ah,
There's some boards that say.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all right, that seems
Makes
a little
more
different
sense.
than just a note taker.
Right, just a note taker, yeah.
And no taker. Actually, I think the no taker is more important position. That's all.
Oh,
It's important.
All right, page 38,
Which one am I?
Board of Zoning Appeals.
oh, so that's
Okay,
really.
yeah, this is, our Board of Zoning Appeals, advertising, and again, the note taker, and the commissioner gets $3,700, and the note taker gets $1,800. $500 is for the advertising when they have to put things in the paper. Planning commissioner, we did that one, right? The planning commissioner, the note taker gets $1,800, the commissioner gets $4,500. And advertising again is $750, so the planning, only because I think they have more stuff going on, I'm guessing.
Does our planning commission, so that's the planning commission chair that gets 4,500, is that what you're saying?
Commissioners then, so it says.
So no one else on the board?
No, there are.
They're all.
No, I know that, but,
Oh,
It says $4,500 for the commissioners and
Oh, commissioners.
Commissioners, yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
so amongst each of them.
Yes.
It's probably like $1,000 each
Yeah,
or
that's-
something like
I
that.
thought one person got 45.
Did you do a lot?
Nobody else got anything.
Okay, so no question, we'll move to page 44, employee benefits. Big one.
This, well, I can't.
Employee benefits,
Can't do
employee
too much with
benefits,
this.
went up, $1,090,799, but it's only a 3.2%,
Really?
increase. Just to let you know, employee benefits, throughout the total budget, total benefits, are 33% of the total budget is benefits, and 44% of the budget is salaries. So,
Yep.
just salary and benefits is, 78% of the budget. Let's take a look at some of them. One of the first things I want to pass out to you is the increase of retirement payment for police and fire. The front page is 2022, and then the second page is 2023. You guys have them? Yeah.
Oh, no, Johnson.
So as you can see, in this year, 2022, we're going to be paying $8.6 million. But in 2023, this is just an estimates, projections, probably going to go up because you probably saw that they're increasing because of the stock market and stuff.
Yeah.
It's going up to 9.2 million. That's actually a 7.4% increase, $634,000 increase. So that's one of the bigger expenses that we have is the police portion of retirement for the benefits. As you see, if you look at it, we budgeted 9.1, even though this is 9.2. We're looking at, because we have retirement for the ERS, we're projecting that's going to be less. So we're thinking the difference, we're going to have enough to make it up with the difference from the ERS.
Oh, ERS is our state employment
Yeah, that's for
tax?
the regular employees.
Okay. This is basically contractual or no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Yeah, and well, I was saying, just recently, New York State Retirement Board just said they're going to increase the percentages. As you can see here for police and fire, we're looking at 29%, 29.7%, almost 30%. It's going to be over 30% for that salary,
That could be a recruiting tool.
One of our biggest expenses we think is really killing us is this workers' comp. Again, we're trying to get a handle on it. We actually have hired, not only we have our workers' comp company, we're hiring a consultant to try to help us deal with this worker comp increase and what's going on. And like I said, basically, there's three huge departments: fire, police, and waste. But the fire and police are the most expensive, so it makes it so much higher, you know? Life insurance, everything else pretty much stays the same. The other big increase is, of course, is hospital medical insurance. Even though, and there's a letter from our consultant that we had showing where the numbers will be.
Thank you. Answer my question. Country walk.
So,
Oh, this is.
they're looking at 11.9% increase, and we're right at that number if you go across the board between water, sewer, golf in general. We try to, keep general as, same percentages all the way across. So we think we're doing okay. Our biggest increase, because we still haven't had the final number, is our stop loss, because we're self-insured.
Yeah.
And, which would really save us a lot of money in the long run. But our stop loss, before used to be anything over $50,000. And now they increased it to anything over 75,000. Yeah. And then they insurance, but that insurance is like $2 million a year. It's like 1.89. Yeah.
So how are the numbers in here accurate when you have basically not even a $400,000 increase?
Because we're doing it across all the board. We're doing it water, sewer, and stuff. So what we do is we balance it out for water, sewer, and golf.
But even some of those were not changed, because I noticed that.
Yeah, we figured that if you look at that number of 15,554, we're at that number of going across the board.
I'm sorry, where is that number?
On a letter from
Oh, I'm sorry.
our projected cost for 2023. We're trying to keep a handle on all this. That's what we're doing here.
Why does the unemployment insurance figure go down by like 40?
Oh, because what
45.
happened is when we had COVID, we had a huge amount of people leaving, whereas now it's kind of
It's more stable.
stabilized yet.
Okay.
The other big factor in here is our Humana.
Yeah.
That's gone up to 2,300,000, 2,240,000. And that was about an 90,000 increase. They've been very good for us. Our retired employees say they love it. It comes to $4,363 a person per year.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
My other question is, I just don't understand, I just don't know what this is, the insurance buyout. Can you just tell us what that is?
Yes, insurance buyout. That is, if you work for the
Oh, I
city
didn't know we did that.
and
Okay.
your wife or husband has a job.
Yep,
or
gotcha.
outside, we pay you to not take our insurance.
Okay, how much do we pay?
I believe it's $4,000 a year if you're in management or CSA, is it 4,000?
Have to double check.
Yeah, I think it's 4,000 a year. Police
That's
and
a
fire,
huge
of course,
number.
get more. And you get paid on a quarterly basis. They're very good, tell you, because he's on that.
I guess it's probably less expensive than if we were paying the insurance.
Right.
Okay. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, yearly family pay plan on our things would cost $28,000 in the city there.
Anthony, you may have said it, but I was distracted.
Yeah.
How are we projecting for 2022?
Our what?
How are we projecting ourselves for 2022 under these two lines?
Yeah, we're looking to say, we're hoping to be under, right a little bit under $1 million, we're thinking. Because, because of the COVID, people have really stopped going to the doctors. We really haven't seen that increase.
Telecommuting.
We haven't seen that increase.
You can't go.
It's been staying good. Our biggest cost, believe it or not, that does like 60% is our high cost claimants. People, 25 people who are very ill, cost take 60% of the whole budget. For the rest of the 700 people,
What happened? Medical.
Questions?
Well,
Go ahead, please.
it's really kind of relevant here, but relevant more to actually the golf. I noticed that through almost every department, we see employee drug testing.
Yes.
I see that in the golf,
You didn't see that where?
golf.
Well, because, I don't know, probably because there's nobody
That
full-time.
drives the car?
Yeah, everybody's part-time, nobody drives a vehicle, everyone
Vehicle.
drives a
Golf carts don't count?
golf carts, right? Yeah. I don't think so. But I don't know, I'll bring it up with Chris.
I just wondered.
Yeah, I never thought
I
about it.
mean, just because I saw it everywhere else, and that line was 0 there.
Any additional question on this section?
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
All right, Anthony, so you said that the insurance is spread out. I'm not seeing it, so where?
I know, I looked at it before I came here, and I'm trying to go through my sheets and find it.
Seems like
Let me give it, can you feel it? I must have.
You don't need to,
I know I did it, that's all.
you don't need to do it now. It's when,
If you go to your water fund tab, just grab the water fund tab. And
Are you looking for unallocated insurance?
no,
No,
Health insurance, ERS.
keep going, it's almost to the end. You'll see it down, keep going, keep going.
Oh, here it is, I'm sorry, yeah. So, yes,
Next page.
we have, golf for 29,566,
right?
water 450,000, sewer 1,000,003. City, general fund 13,600, and RX 70,000 gives us a total of 15,499.50, 566.
Yeah, but my point is that it's not changed much at all.
We're purposely doing that, trying to keep it, as like I said, looks like, we're gonna have some excess money, and so I'm trying to keep it low, because I want to raise that portion of, I'm trying to avoid raising taxes or raising fees or whatever, I mean, that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to keep it right with a point where our consultant tells us, you know what I mean? Try to keep it where she says, and that way I know that we'll be okay. And I saw that this year, we look like we're gonna have, like John said, a little surplus over there, and I wanna keep that going.
I like hear those words.
Well, you said, I think I'm thinking of the big picture.
Yeah. Any additional questions? Manny, you good? Just ask it.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Don't get scared. All right, let's move
Thanks.
to
Appreciate
page
that.
46.
What's that? What is that?
Page 46.
Under what? Debt service?
Yes.
correct.
There we go. Debt service. This is what I hate the most is the green and debt. Our total debt service is up 10%, 685,374. Yeah, one of the reasons is that we bonded everything, and we only have one van out there right now. We just see what we have. Increase, not only, like I said, now, so now what we're doing is, instead of paying the interest on bands, we're paying the principal now too, so that's why the increase is there. Let me just give you some figures what we have here. The general fund, we have, bonds out for $65,735,000. Sewers, $34,950,000. Waters, $12,691,000. Golf is $849,850,000. So it's about $114,000 just in bonds. We also have bands, those are anticipation notes of $7,447,000. And we have leases out there of $2.2 million. So there is quite a bit of that. We're handling it, you know. And what we did in the last couple of years is we went back and took anything over a 4%. Re-gifted it.
Refinance?
Refinanced it. There it is. I can't think of it. We refinanced them, and you know, we got the percentage like between 2.5 and 3.
I remember that.
So and again, like you said, so we're just paying a bigger part of the principal. Big
Wow.
cost of that.
So we're at 2.5%.
Yeah, you know, we're that, like you said, that they're not really happy about that, but
Yeah.
it's a necessary evil, I guess, right? Anything else you want to know about that?
Questions? Alright, so I think we come to an end this evening. I think we captured everything. I don't think I missed anything. Other than what we have scheduled for tomorrow. What I would like to ask, if you have any suggested change, please email it to Anthony and the mayor directly, so that way we're ahead. So if any changes or any proposal to changes that you may have, please email it to Anthony and the mayor.
You know why?
And you can copy me too, sorry.
Yeah.
I copy me.
Do we talk about that tomorrow night?
Yeah, but if you have and you wanted to send it to them ahead of time, that way they can able to be in a better position to explain it tomorrow. Because we still have to meet tomorrow, and then we can discuss that. If not, we can just, you know, discuss it tomorrow evening, if not. How is Friday for everyone? Are we good for Friday that we can do meet?
Friday's good with
On my
me.
calendar.
Right, we were
Because
doing,
we want to wrap this up and get this for the 24th. If not, we'll have to meet next week and call a special city council meeting. So
Hopefully we
get
can
this here.
figure it
So
out
if we
by Friday
can
night.
wrap up tomorrow, get our suggested change in, so the mayor, Anthony, and copy me. And I will be an Anthony like what I do all the time to get the answers.
I will,
So the questions, I know it's hectic, but if you have not received,
I'll call on tonight.
if you have not received answers to your questions, please let me know. I know you have one more, the one that was submitted yesterday from OGS. If you can just put that in writing for me.
I didn't see Paul today.
Yeah, if you can,
Because
get that in,
does
so
all his stuff.
I would like to share that to all the council members, so all of us are on the same page in terms of the question that was asked and the answers.
The thing you asked about the county cars, I got the other ones, but the county cars, I have to, you know, pull the files on them now, because I didn't realize Joe's not coming back until next week. I thought he's coming back soon. I'll just pull the files tomorrow.
That's fine, we can,
the county vehicles?
No,
Yeah,
no,
what-
it's the police, you wanted to know the
Oh.
police vehicles.
I'm sorry, yes.
That we used at the county.
that was one of the questions I was asked, yes,
I thought Joe was gonna be in from vacation, so.
yeah, that's what Paul mentioned last time too, but that's fine, we can wait. That's the only one outstanding in terms of OGS,
Yeah, I got
answering
the
those
rest of the
questions.
stuff there, yeah.
The one that you did back and forth today, yes, we did get answers to some of those.
Yeah.
If you go through all your questions, and if there's any missing,
No.
let us know, we'll get them.
So if people have changes, they're sending them to the mayor, Anthony, and you.
Yes,
Are you going to
any
be sending
budget
them out?
changes.
You'll send them out to us so that we see them before we have to talk about them? Or what?
What we have done in the past is that we send it, or we don't need to do that, but we send it to Anthony and the mayor for them to have a look at it, and then we kind of debate it on the floor. So that they have answers to anything, and they can say, no, why you can't do this,
Gotcha.
things
So
like that.
that'll probably be Friday night.
Yes, so if you can send any suggested, just like how we ask them the questions and they providing the answer, provide your proposed
Gotcha.
changes to them so that they can come back with up or down.
Just remember, to make changes where you're adding stuff, you gotta either
Take it away
Get
from
revenue.
someplace
You
else.
gotta
Yes.
Exactly.
increase revenues,
Yes.
Increase taxes.
well, no, let's not throw out.
No, don't mention that.
Just kidding.
Increase, I don't know, maybe, fund balance, take more money out of fund balance or ARPA lost, or
Yep,
you have to take it out of a different line item number. So
Yep.
just wanna remember, it's not one way, it's a plus or a minus. And, like you said, so if you wanna add stuff and there's other places you think this job is not required or not, whatever, you can take that out and add along that line. It doesn't have to be the same department, but it's gotta be the same fund. The fund's gotta be all the same.
If there's nothing else for finance, I ask a motion to recess. Got it right this time. Motion, second?
Yeah.
All in favor? Thank you.
All in favor, 6:44.
Tomorrow's coming short.
something like that.
Charger, so it's like a wireless one, so
Hey,
like.
just wanna tomorrow,
Then you hold the charge, then you can kind of put it on there, and charge it, and it's like,
Employee
it's actually,
employee benefits is more than
We're pretty much all the
requesting
savings
in
here.
taxes.
So all the
So,
savings is gone, so.
it's actually isn't mine.
Employee benefits is pretty
Can I
cool.
go to the, yeah, but it's pretty cool though.
You only have to do